At 30,000 feet, the cabin buzzed with laughter and chatter. Suddenly, flight attendant Clara leaned over, her smile sharp, and deliberately poured a glass of orange juice onto a black woman's lap. Gasps rippled through the rows. No one realized this woman carried the authority to bring the entire plane down. The black woman, Dr. Amara Lewis, didn't flinch. She calmly dabbed at her soaked dress while whispers spread like wildfire across the cabin. Some passengers chuckled nervously, others stared in disbelief. Clara, the attendant, smirked as if her cruelty were just a joke. "Oops, guess turbulence got the better of me," she said, her voice dripping with mockery. But Amara's piercing gaze didn't waver. She had boarded quietly, dressed modestly, blending into the crowd, and no one suspected her true position. The captain's voice announced smooth skies ahead, yet tension in the cabin grew heavier. Clara thought she had humiliated a random passenger. What she didn't know was that she had just provoked the one person who held power far greater than hers. Power that could alter every life on that plane. Dr. Amara Lewis slowly stood, the front of her dress still damp, but her composure unshaken. Every eye in the cabin followed her as she adjusted her jacket and reached into her bag. Clara folded her arms, expecting an angry complaint. Instead, Amara pulled out a sleek badge encased in leather. Its golden emblem gleamed under the cabin lights. Gasps rippled through the passengers. "Federal Aviation Oversight Board," she announced, her voice steady yet commanding. The smirk on Clara's face collapsed instantly. Amara stepped into the aisle, her presence radiating authority. "Interfering with a passenger's safety is not a joke. You've jeopardized this flight." A stunned silence filled the air as she calmly handed the captain a discreet note. Moments later, the cockpit door opened, and the captain's grave nod confirmed what no one had expected. The woman Clara mocked had the power to ground the entire plane. The captain's voice crackled over the intercom, unusually stern. "Ladies and gentlemen, due to an incident on board, we will be making an unscheduled landing." Murmurs spread like wildfire through the cabin. Clara's confident posture melted away. She sank into her jump seat, her hands trembling. Passengers who had once laughed under their breath at the scene now stared at her with contempt. Amara, calm and dignified, moved down the aisle, checking on families and offering quiet reassurances. The irony was not lost on anyone. The woman insulted and humiliated moments ago was now the very reason the passengers felt safe. When the plane touched down, officials were already waiting on the tarmac. Clara was escorted away, her head bowed in shame. The uniform she had once worn with pride now a symbol of disgrace. Passengers applauded Amara, but she didn't smile for recognition. Instead, she simply said, "Respect costs nothing, yet it can save everything." The billionaire seated in first class, who had watched the entire ordeal unfold, approached her quietly. "The way you carried yourself," he began, his voice almost reverent. "That's leadership." Amara only nodded, her gaze steady. The story of that flight would spread beyond the walls of the airport. A reminder that arrogance and prejudice can bring down even the most secure, and that sometimes the quiet strength of one individual can ground an entire plane, not with power, but with integrity. Stories like this remind us how dignity and courage can change everything, even at 30,000 feet. If Amara's strength moved you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more powerful stories, and share it with someone who needs the reminder. Respect is the highest form of power.